Hey, Facebook friends, Marianne here. I hope you are having a fabulous St. Patrick's Day. I know it's not the usual gregarious celebration that we're all accustomed to, but I think there is something special about this day. It's always been one of my favorites, and hope you got your green on. But, right now, as we're looking at this, we can kind of get some kind of wisdom from the fact that the luckiest day of the year is following right on the heels of the unluckiest day of the year, Friday the 13th, because right now we have an opportunity as humanity to discover our greatest capacity for compassion and hope and determination to work together. Yes, it's chaotic out there. I know I just been in New Orleans. I've been in Colorado. We saw some of the results of people making some very poor decisions. And, we also were reminded, just like what I just did with my mom. She's 82 years old. I wanted to share this with you guys because I know a number of you have also mentioned to me that it's actually really helpful for you to hear what I've been dealing with in terms of working with a parent who's dealing with Alzheimer's. But I found it was best just to tell her the direct truth. I just explained to her we have a pandemic and that we haven't had anything like this in this nation since the days of polio, and that it's probably going to grow before it gets less, but that the best thing we can do is to make sure that she isn't exposed to anything. So I told her I would go out there, stay outside her window with my cell phone. She could have her phone. We could have a dialogue face to face through the glass, but I didn't want to put her at risk. And yes, she did cry and say, my feelings hurt. And I said, but wouldn't they be more hurt if I put you at risk? Don't you think I love you too much to put you at risk? And that was an aha moment. And because she has Alzheimer's, we had to have that particular conversation about 4 or 5 times before she got it, but she did. And so I want to urge those of you that have elderly friends, family members, and you're wondering, how can you deal with this? How can you, really turn the fact that you can't be with them physically into a reassurance of the fact that you love them. When you frame it, I love you too much to put you at risk, then they don't feel like you're looking at it as an excuse or a cop-out to not spend time with them. So much goes into the framing of communication. And this is the kind of thing that we all need to be doing. And not only that, but I want to give a big shout out to all those of you who are really going the extra mile. All those restaurants who, they're offering takeout orders for people that, depend on you in your area. All those grocery stores that are making elderly hours to shop, elderly only, all these different places, individuals as well. A special shout out to Kalu, who went out shopping for his father, to Alan, who did it for my mom. There's always somebody, many of us know an elder that we should check on. So if you know someone who's older or someone who's dealing with immune system situation, maybe they have HIV, maybe they've had a organ transplant in the past, please take the time to think about them. And also, I will admit, part of me's gotten kind of pissed in all this because I hear people go, oh, don't worry about it. It's only the elderly and people with immune compromise. It's like, yeah, and some of us know and love people just like that, so that's not reassuring. And, that's what it means also. Don't, just because you feel great and you haven't caught something, please consider the fact that you could be a carer for someone who's older, so don't take that risk. Anyway, just wanted to share that with you. Again, any of you that know the Mimicking Institute, we will be postponing the Oak Cliff Earth Day celebration. Our cultural centers are looking at the best way to handle this. I know Roxalab will be postponing many things down in the Yucatan. And I know that many of our other international chapters, the Shinto in Japan, they've actually got things really, really as organized as a person could. So this is an opportunity for all of us to learn from each other in different countries and cultures as well. How is everyone handling this? What's working? How can we work better with each other? It's also an opportunity for those of us who have organizations such as the Mimicking Institute. We have Food Source DFW. We work with area food pantries, and we work with homeless shelters, basically all of them in the North Texas area, as well as many outside of our state. And, those of you that are wondering what you can do, yeah, there are a lot of people that need essentials still. So please don't forget that. A lot of grocery stores are really worried about, keeping things on the shelves. But, if you are a farmer, if you are a restaurateur, or you have something like that, you can also get that tax write-off by donating. So please consider foodsourcedfw.org. That's where you can find that. Our wonderful Reverend Dr. Todd Collier runs that program, and it's a lot of the most vulnerable around around us. We're really needing that assistance now more than ever. So just wanted to give a shout out to everybody. And again, wish you all a happy St. Patrick's Day. And just to really emphasize, I know things are dire. I know it's easy to get depressed during moments like this in history. However, there is a great opportunity for us all to rise to the most compassionate person that we are capable of being, and to recognize that every one of us is empowered to make a difference. Maybe not to a whole bunch of people, maybe not hundreds or thousands, but every single one of us can make a difference to at least one person. So look at this as your opportunity to see, what can you do? Maybe it's an elderly neighbor you don't even know, except you know they're elderly and they're next door. Maybe you leave a note for them in their mailbox and say, hey, do you need anything? Here's my phone number. There are things every single one of us is capable of doing to make a difference in this. So let's look at each other as an opportunity to try and demonstrate the best of humanity. And maybe, just maybe, that can be the silver lining we choose to make in this crisis. The opportunity to say, hey, while we're all dealing with this and there's the storms, there's a rainbow. And just like there's a leprechaun with a little gold thing at the end of the rainbow, guess what? We choose and we decide whether there is going to be a pot of gold at the end of that rainbow. And it's not going to be financial. It's going to be whether or not we discover the best in each other. So with that note, wishing you all a happy St. Patrick's Day. And I look forward to hearing back from all of you and hope you are out there doing something today that is bringing a smile to your face and helping you to celebrate.